Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, Makes Movies. If you are new to this channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. This goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and to today's video, so let's get into it. Okay, so we're back with another original versus remake episode, and this week it was Mean Girls. So it was the 2004 classic Mean Girls up against the musical remake of this year. So as per usual with this series, I like to get you guys involved. So we start with the poll, and basically you guys went for the original. It was a landslide for the original. But with this series, I then discuss my thoughts on both the original and the remake and which one I prefer. So with the remake side of things, I won't talk too much about it because I have done a review for it. In fact, it went up yesterday. So my full thoughts are on there. So I'm only going to do brief thoughts on the remake. However, I might go a bit more in depth with the original. So yeah, so let's get into it, starting with the original. So we all know the plot of Mean Girls. I'm not going to go into describing the plot. No point. So I'm just going to go straight into my thoughts. Now, I grew up with this film, because obviously 2004. And you know what? Rewatching it recently, because I haven't watched it for a good few years, I forgot how much I enjoyed this film. This is a fun little film. Very odd, especially when it's the actors pretending to be animals, because it's part of the story. Yeah, very weird side thing. But aside from that, it's actually pretty funny. It's enjoyable. It is a girly flick, but I think not too girly enough that men wouldn't enjoy it, if you get what I mean. Like, I think both genders would be able to watch it. It's not anything like that. I forgot some of the jokes in this film are hilarious jokes. Some of them you cannot do now, I don't think. Some of these jokes you probably wouldn't get away with these days. But it's still an enjoyable film. I still have a good laugh with it. And say, Lindsay Lohan as our main character, I think she absolutely kills in this role. This is one of my favourite roles of hers, to be honest. Because I think this was this before... I think this was before Freaky Friday, I think. Or it may have been after. Before or after. But I think this is the role that pushed her over, I think. I think it made her the star sort of thing. Because, you know, there's that film that one act does that pivots their career. Mean Girls was that. I like the fact this is directed by Tina Fey. Love her. I think she's hilarious. But all the actors in this are funny. I love the friend characters. I think they're funny in the way they bounce off each other. Hilarious. And say, it's just... honestly, it's a nice little movie. It's not anything you have to think too hard on. It's one of those films that you could put on and have a laugh. You could... to be honest, you could put it on in the background and you'd probably still catch yourself watching certain moments. But no, this is a really good film. And honestly, with a film like this, there isn't really too much to talk about. So this original versus remake might be a bit shorter than normal. But it is a classic. It is a 2000s classic. And to be honest, I think I need to watch it a bit more often because I was watching it at a time where I needed a bit of a laugh, and this gave me that laugh. So, yeah, Mean Girls, the original, is an absolute classic. It's hilarious. It's one of those good high school movies. I was going to say high school musicals. High school movies that I think people need to watch at least once just to get it out of their system, because it is, say, it's very strange plot and it's just very weird, but it's fun. I mean, like, you got the plastics. I think that's a hilarious thing to talk about. Like, I like the fact they talk about cliques in school and sort of like all this stuff, and it's just a good movie. If you have not watched it, I seriously recommend you do. But I say, there's nothing really much else to say on Mean Girls. You know, it is just a good movie. But what are my thoughts on the remake? And like I said, when it comes to talking about the remake, I won't talk too much about it because I have done a review for it, but I will go into a little bit of detail. So with the remake, like I said, this is a musical version of the film. So basically, I think it was like maybe the early 2010s, 20s, something like that. I think it might have been 2010s. They did a Broadway musical of Mean Girls. Then this year they decided to do a film adaptation of the musical. So to be honest, when it comes to the remake, there are some gripes I have with it and some bits that I enjoyed. I like the addition of the songs, however, some of them weren't all that great. There's a couple that I really enjoyed and there's a couple that I didn't. So I'm very 50-50 when it comes to the musical side of it. Some of them added a bit more story, which was quite fun. Some of them were just a bit odd, and I think if you'd cut it out, it wouldn't take away from the plot. My other gripe is that they pretty much, I would say like about 60% repeat the script from the first film. Change something slightly, but there was a lot of lines that are from the first one that get repeated in this one. Now, I know that sometimes remakes might repeat some things, or they might say some lines from the original that was like a big hit and it becomes in the remake. But this one, it felt like they were repeating so many lines, so it kind of did feel like a repeat, even though they did modernise certain bits. And like I said, it is a musical. But hearing some of the same lines over and over again, it was sort of like, I kind of wish they'd had changed the script a bit more. They obviously changed some stuff around, obviously because they've now modernised it. I mean, I will say I like the addition of the whole TikTok thing, because it then brings in that modern audience to people that might have not watched the original Mean Girls before going to see this one. At least this brings this generation in. So that was fun. Bit of a odd opening and ending, but I get what they were trying to do. I get it was sort of like they were talking to the audience and making it seem like it was a film and all that. So I get that. I will say I haven't seen the Broadway musical, so I don't know how accurate, how correct. I don't know how correct it is with the film. I don't know if they've changed certain things or what. I like the new actors and actresses in this. I think they all did a good job. But overall, it was nice change in the fact of it was a musical. And like I said, there were certain songs in this that added, certain songs that didn't. However, for me, because it repeated so much of the stuff, which I get some remakes do, but I like it when they change things up more than repeating it, if you catch my drift. You might see that when I talk about an original versus remake in the future, where I talk about the remake a bit more. But for me, the remake, I wish it had done a bit better. Did you catch my drift? So I think we know what my overall winner's going to be. Mean Girls 2004. I think it will always be a winner for me. Like I said, I gave the musical a go because I am a musical fan. Maybe if I'd seen the Broadway show, maybe I would have had different opinions. But I will say the Mean Girls musical is one of those, at least watch it once just because of the original side of things. Just give it a one-time watch. After that, watch it whenever you want. For me, I might return to it again at some point in the future. Maybe if I just want to put a musical on in the background, that might be it. Or maybe if there's another Mean Girls movie that comes out, who knows. But no, so I really hope you enjoyed this original versus remake. I don't know what the next one will be. You'll find out when I put the poll up. To be honest, I think the next few are going to be horror ones because it is Halloween season now. So the next few Thursdays will be horror ones. I mean, I know I want to do a Nightmare on Elm Street. I want to do Halloween. I might redo Child's Play and the Omen series, because they had a new Omen film come out this year, which is not a remake, but there is a remake in this franchise to the original. So that will be one of them. I think, to be honest, that might be all my Thursdays. I'm not sure. But they're possible ideas. I mean, 100% Nightmare on Elm Street I want to do. 100%, because I've been wanting to not only rank that series, but to do an original versus remake on it. I planned it for years now, and I keep forgetting to do it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yes, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and also notification bell down below to be notified when I post. And leave me your comments and thoughts on the original and the remake. Which one do you guys prefer? And give me your reasons, because I know you guys voted on the poll, but I'd love to hear your guys' reasons as to why you picked it. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.